folks, and welcome to today's video, which is a video on new toys coming out in 2024. So we've got 4 to look at in this video. We've got Poe the AI Story Bear, we've got Furlings, Fingerlings Baby Axolotl, and Zuru Pets Alive Swimming Axolotl. So we're going to start with Poe the AI Story Bear. So this has been brought out by Skyrocket that gave us the wonderful emoji several years ago.
Yeah.
Now I have seen a short video clip of this, and one of the disappointments I thought was that it only moves its mouth. Its eyes are just static.
So it's a plush.
It's a plush, but it's a plush that can tell stories. So very reminiscent of Teddy Ruxpin that used to put cassettes in, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's a plush that can move its mouth and tell stories and what. And those are generated by an AI, presumably, yeah.
Yes, it's basically ChatGPT.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. But then they've put some safeguards on it to make it okay, to sell as a toy to kids. So I'll just read out the highlights and then we'll have a bit more of a chat about this.
Okay.
Highlights: animated storytelling stuffed animal plush. Interactive story creation for all ages. Make up amazing original stories from your ideas. Mix and match hundreds of ideas. Unlimited storytelling. 100% kid-safe AI content. It's all about you with over 30 languages to choose from. Save your favourite stories and listen later with or without your device. So that's sort of like a very basic overall view of it.
Okay.
They employ something called play safe, which is they've put an extra layer on it. Right,
so it's ChatGPT, but it's ring-fenced in a sort of guarded way.
Yes.
For the audience that it's intended for.
Yes.
And you talk to the bird like you would do ChatGPT and ask it to make a story up involving...
I don't think you talk to the bear.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all done through an app.
Ah, right, because I've used ChatGPT before and got it to try and make up stories.
Yes.
Well, you have as well, science fiction ones and that.
Yeah, I mean, we've done that with Luna, because Luna's got ChatGPT.
Yeah. But you don't talk to the bird, you do it through an app. You're making selections.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll read out a more detailed description now, and then we can comment on that.
Okay.
Description: make up amazing original stories from your ideas. This isn't the same old story. Poe the AI Story Bear magically comes to life to tell you amazing, full-length, one-of-a-kind tales of adventure and imagination. Every story is made up completely from scratch, with some help from you and kid-safe, cutting-edge AI technology. Mix and match hundreds of ideas. Unlimited storytelling. It's drag and drop easy. Download the Play AI Story Creator app for free. Then connect to Poe and start creating original stories. Select a few simple ideas in the form of predefined family-friendly icons. Then listen as Poe transforms them into rich, thoughtfully crafted adventures. Select a bunch of ideas or no ideas at all. Create a medieval adventure, an epic sci-fi story, an enchanting fairy tale, or an intriguing mystery. Whatever ideas you choose, Poe magically makes up all the missing pieces to bring your story to life. So yes, you're not just sort of having to generate an idea completely by yourself. You've got some pointers on the screen.
Okay.
So as they said there, you can choose the genre.
Right, okay.
And then choose the characters, and the character could be yourself if you want.
I wonder how good the stories are. I suppose it's hit and miss, isn't it? Sometimes it could make a good one, and other times not so good. I like the ability to save it if you've got a good story.
I thought that was really good,
Yeah,
yes.
because sometimes an AI, from the experience I've had with them, playing around with them, if you're working with stories, sometimes they can come up with a really good idea or a really good short story, and other times not so good, a bit naff sometimes.
Another interesting thing is when you get say, Luna to tell a story, she's quite good. She's got a decent storytelling voice.
Yeah.
But this should be a lot better because they're actually going to use 11 labs
Oh, 11 Labs are the
to
company
create the expressive voice telling the story.
Yeah.
So it should sound a lot more natural, like someone who would be an actor who reads stories, for instance.
And the mouth of the bear, when it reads the story back, is going to be, its movement will be synchronized with the speech.
Yes, I mean, there's no expression in the mouth. It's just simply sort of open, close, yeah. So it's not like something like the mango monkey that has a bit of...
But it's not random, though, is it? It's sort of
synced it's synced to
patterns in the voice.
Yes, yes. And what we can see on screen here is the front of the box and the back of the box. So you can actually see the display of the app, one of the pages in the app there.
Yeah.
And you can see that it's got 3 rows of 4 icons that you can just basically choose to put together.
2 years ago, something like this toy wouldn't have existed. Couldn't exist, could it?
I find it very interesting that Skyrocket has actually sort of taken the initiative and thought, oh, I can see an opportunity here. We'll bring back the idea of a storytelling bear like Teddy Ruxpin, but this is like got this total wow factor in that it's not just a pre-recorded story. It's actually, make it up.
I think we'll see more toys like this. It sounds as though it might be expensive.
I think it's at $40.
Oh, that's cheap, isn't it?
But
really?
I think what they've done is as I say, all that moves on it is its mouth. So I think the plush bear itself probably hasn't cost much to produce.
And I suppose that the capability, the AI capability, isn't in the bear, is it?
No.
Does the bear have Wi-Fi then?
That's a good point. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's using an app. Does that mean that it's got to connect to the app somehow, hasn't it?
Yeah. And maybe it connects to your phone by Bluetooth. You've got to have the app running. I wonder if you do have to have the app running.
Well, as it said, when you create stories, you've got to have the app
running, yeah.
But you can save stories on the bear.
Ah, right, as like an audio file. Right.
That is actually a really neat idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll read out some more of the description. Creative fun for all ages. Poe doesn't just make stories for little kids. Older kids will enjoy putting unusual ideas together, then listening as Poe magically makes it all work, with amusing and sometimes unexpected storytelling results. 100% kid-safe AI content. Poe only uses responsible industry-leading AI cloud platforms like OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, with robust family content monitoring, committed to protecting kids. As an extra layer of protection, Poe also uses play-safe technology that limits the ideas shared with the AI in the first place, in the form of predefined family-friendly icons. No personal information is gathered. No inappropriate themes or content is ever exchanged. Every story you create with Poe is fun, safe and secure. So they're really emphasising this sort of play-safe layer that they've put on top of it.
I wonder how effective that is, because when you're working with AIs, they can come up with some odd ideas sometimes.
I wonder how they're actually doing this limiting of what the AI comes up with, so
it's got to be
doesn't.
software, hasn't it? I mean, they're not going to have people sat in back rooms watching what
No,
stories are
of
being
course
created.
not. No. So it must be like, I suppose it's like, when you use ChatGPT, it will not answer certain questions
Yeah.
if they're sort of dodgy
Yeah.
questions. So I suppose it's using the same sort of
Safeguards, but more of them.
yes.
You know, it struck me as being very gee whiz at first, this, but I've just thought it's really the app. We can all connect to AIs now with an app, ChatGPT, and get it to make up a story. So if you had a bear which has got an SD card in and some sort of audio thing, you could just simply make up stories and transfer them to an audio card inside a plush toy, couldn't you? So
Yeah,
it's
but
not
it would have to have some sort of programming in it and a microcontroller that would sync the voice
but that's all.
to the movement of the mouth.
That's extra, really, isn't it?
But it's the idea.
It is. The idea is very good, yeah.
I think you've been really smart with coming up with that idea of saving the story onto an SD card in the bear.
I think
it's really clever.
That's the clever step.
Yeah. The only thing I would say about it, where I was a bit disappointed, as I say, is I think they should have made the eyes animated. And Skyrocket can do good animation because look at Moji.
You'd have to pay more than $40 for animated eyes and mouth.
I think that's why they've gone for simplicity and just a moving mouth, because they've wanted to keep it at that price tag. So let's hear a little bit more from the description.
It's all about you. With over 30 languages to choose from, Poe creates stories that are relevant and of interest to you. Your ideas, age and gender inspire details that make each creation uniquely yours. You can even put yourself in the story as the main character. Save your favourite stories. Save and rate your story masterpieces. Every story you create can be saved and organised in the app's story library, to be played again whenever you'd like, as many times as you like. Have Poe tell a story or just listen directly on your device. You can even read along on your device as Poe tells the story.
So what amount of storage do you think the bear will have on it for audio files?
Well, you can get quite a few audio files in, say, a very modest size SD card, 8 megabytes, 16 megabytes. So I would think it's somewhere around there. I think that's a killer idea by Skyrocket to make it capable of doing stories in 30 languages. Really opens up the market, doesn't it, across the world?
Yes, that's a good point.
And of course, doing that sort of thing is a doddle for an AI.
Yeah, that was another smart move. I'm just wondering if storing the stories on it is pretty much limitless in terms of how many stories a kid's likely to want to store on it.
Yeah, well, I would think you probably have some storage on your phone and some storage on the bear. So maybe you could hold 100 stories on your phone or your iPad, and you could transfer up to 10
at a time
to the bear and cycle them around that way.
Oh, it'd be interesting seeing what the storage is
like
like on the bear, So let's look at the last part of the description.
Listen to stories with or without your device. You can even choose some of your favourite stories to save directly onto Poe, so you can have him tell them to you again later when you're not using your device. Poe's ears can be used to select, play and pause downloaded stories. Use the app to swap out and refresh downloaded stories whenever you'd like.
So I think the point that they made there about downloading and swapping suggests that you won't be able to actually hold that many stories on the bear.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to hold hundreds, are you?
No.
It's nice to be able to use your bear, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Without the app at all.
Absolutely.
That's important. Yeah. I wonder how good these stories will be. Will they be like as creative as a good children's story writer?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Because most people I talk to about AIs say, they're not creative at all.
It'd be interesting to actually compare it side by side with Luna and, use the same elements for the story and
Yeah.
ask it to do the same thing
Yeah.
and see how they compare.
Or an unrestricted version of ChatGPT and see what that comes up with. and
Well,
compare.
yeah. But it is important that you can use the bear away from the app.
Yeah.
Because when we've had things before like Cosmo, you had to have the app on all the time.
Which is a real
and
killer.
tie up your phone. And
Yeah.
people absolutely hated that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really, they've really got a good balance here.
Yeah.
Where they're using the ability of your phone, but then you've still got this end result that you can have in the bear that you can use without your phone being there. I think that's really, really good.
Is that a Harry Potter picture in the background on the packaging?
It looks like it, doesn't it? So I'm really intrigued about this. I'm looking forward to getting this one and trying it out.
Yeah, it's a new category of toy, really, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? So the next thing we're talking about are these things. They're called Furlings. So they've got 80 plus giggles and growls. And they've got animated eyes and touch sensors.
These look like, well, they don't look like, but they remind me a lot of Furbies.
There is something very Furby-like about them, and I'm not sure what it is. It might be, that the eyes face forward, because they do on Furbies. And the eyes are quite prominent on Furbies, so that could be it. They've been made so that they're very, very soft, because there's no moving parts on them. It's just that they have expressive LCD eyes.
Okay. I suppose that's cheaper than making animatronics, isn't it?
And the company have emphasised that they're very cuddly. They've said that with animatronic interactive toys, a lot of the time they've got a hard shell.
What, the company said that?
They did, yeah.
Oh, right. So they're pointing out the advantages of their Furlings over Furbies, maybe.
I don't think they're just referring to Furbies. There's lots and lots of interactive animatronic toys out there and that have been produced over the years. So I think they were just talking generally.
Yeah. Looks less like a Furby out of the box, I can see now.
Yeah, it's got a proper full body. So this is Cleo, the mischievous jackalope. This is from Amazon, not available on Amazon yet. So it says 80 plus sounds and animations, responds to play, has magical eyes, a long tail and fluffy fur. They seem to be emphasising a sort of magical thing about them. They're like mythical creatures.
Yeah, touch of the unicorns there, isn't there?
I've just thought of what you said about Furbies. Now, Furbies don't resemble any one animal. They're like a made-up creature.
Yeah.
So I suppose in that sense, yes, they are similar to Furbies. They're not a representation of any sort of real creature.
Who makes these?
Funrise. I was reading that this is the first interactive pet that Funrise has made. So they've been going for 35 years, but they've not made interactive pets before.
It's interesting they made one now because it's absolutely flooded this year with the interactive pets.
I've never known so many animatronic and interactive pets as there has been this year. It's been overwhelming, really. And before I read the description, I just want to say one last thing. Just going back to you saying that they remind you of Furbies. If you put a B in the name, you get Furbling.
Oh, Furbling, yeah.
Which is a type of small Furby.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at the description.
Packed with 80 plus grins and growls, each Furling's character is brimming with personality, offering over 80 expressions from giggles to playful growls, assuring endless surprises and joy with every interaction. Response to how you play with them. Experience the joy of companionship as your Furling reacts to your child's play. Hug your Furling, touch their nose or hold them by their tail and watch their playful responses unfold before your eyes. Magically animated eyes. Watch as your Furling's eyes come to life, reflecting a range of emotions and inviting engaging playtime interactions. Long whimsical tail. Let your child's imagination run wild as they incorporate their furling's long, whimsical tale into imaginative scenarios, adding an extra layer of enchantment to playtime. Irresistibly fluffy fur. Delight in the incredibly fluffy fur of your furling, enhancing cuddle time and sensory experiences with its comforting touch. Great for boys and girls aged 3 plus. Furlings are perfect companions for children aged 3 and up, offering endless opportunities for imaginative play and fostering joy and empathy in both boys and girls.
So they were talking about the tail wrapping round things. It's like a snap fastening, like Rapples, remember those?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Only it's a much bigger version
I like
of the Rapples tail.
Yeah. I like its description as being whimsical.
Yes, yeah. Very quirky, isn't it?
The low age range is set quite low at 3.
I think that's because there's no danger to children that young. There's no small parts or anything like that.
Because it's not animatronic.
Yeah, that's probably it. You know, there's nothing to get the fingers trapped in or anything like that. So I think that's why they've set it that low. I think manufacturers like to set the age range as broad as they can.
Oh, yeah.
But it's normally, they've got to set it above, say, 4, because there might be some dangers in the product for very young children. So as it said there, you can hold it upside down by the tail for different animations in the eyes and different noises.
Yeah.
So it's got some sort of sensor in it for detecting movement.
Tilt sensor maybe, just a basic tilt sensor, like a ball bearing in a tube, or probably a gyro nowadays.
I would think so. I don't think they tend to use the sort of ball bearing in the tube anymore now.
Yeah.
And it was talking about pressing the nose, so I suppose that's a push button switch on the nose.
Yeah, it looks like it from the picture.
And I think it indicated it's got some touch sensors as well. You would have expected to have touch sensors.
Yeah, you don't normally get toys without touch sensors nowadays.
And I like the fact that it doesn't talk. So they've given it a very extensive repertoire, as they say there, 80 plus giggles and growls, but they've not got any speech. And I prefer that because I find when things talk...
You mean in a human voice?
Yeah,
human
words.
Words,
yeah. I find when things talk that it very quickly starts to grate.
Yeah, it sort of shatters the illusion, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you're hearing the same phrase over and over. So I prefer things not to actually say words.
So, giggles and growls, does it not have its own language like a Furbish?
Don't think so.
Right.
But I don't know 100% if it sort of talks in its own ways. I don't think it does, but I couldn't say 100%. So it comes in 3 different versions. You've got this one called Aspen. So that one's mainly white. And then you've got this green coloured one.
Oh, the green Buddha.
I don't think it's a Buddha.
No, it just reminded me of a story. I think it was Ruby Redford, the grade... it was called the Jade Buddha of Bhutan or something like that.
And this one's called Finley.
Finley, nice name.
And then finally, we've got this orange coloured one, Cleo. This is actually my favourite. I think they all make the same sounds. I don't think there's any difference between them other than the colour of them. But I'm not 100% on that, but I haven't read anywhere about them making different sounds. I think it's just surface appearance that's different. I think these will really appeal to people who are plushie collectors because you've got all the advantages of plush in that it's soft and cuddly and very attractive, but then you've got the added benefit that you've got some interactivity there as well.
Could you put it in a cot or take it to bed with you, do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So what do you think of the looks of these, Paul?
They're very mythical, magical, the little tusks there, and I like the colours, particularly this one and the previous one. They like the sort of pastel jade one. I like the touch of psychedelic in it. Like I said, there seems to be a harking to unicorns. They're okay, yeah. I can't say I go a bundle on them, but they look okay, yeah.
I suppose you'd have to actually hear the noises they make and
That's
see
true, yeah.
how expressive the eyes
It
are.
is, because that's it's the way they do it, isn't it? In the end, the way they pull it together, that makes it work or not.
And finally, we've got 2 axolotls to look at.
2.
Yes, this is the first of Fingerlings Axolotl by Huawei.
What, 2 axolotls by different manufacturers?
Yeah, the other one's by Zuru.
It's more than a coincidence, but carry on.
A bit odd, isn't it? So this is going to be priced at £16.99. So probably the same in dollars, probably about $17.
Okay, cheap toy.
Yeah, it's only small. So it says it adds magical sounds and reactions. The tail wiggles. I can sense your hand and can sense being in the water.
Right.
So I'll read out the features of this and a product description, and then we can have a bit of a chat about it.
Okay.
Features. Dive into a world of fun and friendship with the interactive Fingerlings baby Axolotl. Swims and lights up with rainbow colours and water. Automatically senses water and starts swimming. Interactive with lights and sounds when held. Guesses mood with light colours when tapped on the head. Sings songs and wags tail outside of water. Suitable for play in or out of water. 4 LR44 batteries included. Product description. Discover a new world of friendship with the interactive Fingerlings baby axolotl, Oggy. This adorable axolotl swims and lights up in rainbow colours as soon as it touches the water, be it in a bowl, aquarium or pool, sold separately. With sensors that detect when it's in water, Oggy automatically starts swimming. Out of the water, it knows when you're holding it and responds with tail wags, lights and fun sounds. Tap its head and Oggy will guess your mood with colourful lights or sing you a song. Perfect for play in and out of water. So it only takes 4 button cells, so it's obviously very small.
Must be, yeah, because it's using that those button cells to power a little motor as well as sound and lights.
It's obviously very stylised. Seeing the face on it is so funny. And then we've got a picture of it from the side there. It's quite pretty, really. So it's I like the things around those frilly things that come out the side of the head.
Do you think it's about palm size?
I would think so, yeah. Well, axolotls are not very big themselves anyway, in reality.
Okay.
Quite nice that this functions sort of in and out the water. So you've got something that will swim in the water, but then you can play with it outside of the water.
And it automatically starts swimming when you put it in the water, because it must have some sort of resistive sensors on it that pick up when it's in the water.
Yeah, like the Zuru turtles that we got some years ago.
Yeah, they had those little carbon black dots on, which were little resistive sensors.
So it said that the pool is sold separately, but on this pink one here, it says that the pool is included with it. And this version with the included pool is going to be $20.
And I can see the scale of the thing now with that picture. It's about the palm size for a young person's hand. So it's no more than 2 or 3 inches long, is it?
Yeah. I don't know how good this pool will be. I don't know if it's really worth paying the extra $3 to get a pool.
Yeah, I guess you could use it in the bath, couldn't you?
Yeah, and the pool's tiny. You might as well just...
In the sink?
Put it in the sink,
where you wash up.
Yeah.
Or maybe even the pond outside. You've got a little pond.
I don't think any wildlife in the pond would be too pleased about that. And as I said, there's another axolotl. Zuru Pets Alive Swimming Axolotl. I swim like a real axolotl.
Tail looks different on that one.
It also is more realistic. They've made it look more like a real one, which is interesting because they brought the turtles out many years ago and they were made very realistic, weren't they?
Yeah, they were so realistic you ended up even painting them,
didn't
you, to sort of like make them look real.
Haven't got any description on this one. I couldn't find a description anywhere, but it looks like it doesn't sort of make sounds or lights or anything like that. It looks like it just swims.
Just swims, right.
And the little turtles that they made, they just swam as well.
Yeah.
But it'd be very interesting to put this and the Fingerlings one next to each other and see how they compare in the water. Because as you say, the tail looks different. It looks like it might have a different action.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all for new toys that I've come across.
Late entries for Christmas, really.
I was very surprised. I was surprised because so many interactive animatronic toys have come out already this year. I really wasn't expecting any more.
The big one out of these three, though, is Poe the AI bear, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very interesting, isn't
New
it?
type of toy, really.
So, folks, I hope you found that interesting and useful to some degree. And I look forward to sharing unboxings of these toys when they're released. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.